begin, I kindly request you all to please occupy the front rows. Dear members, please occupy the front seats.
professionals and dear friends. It is said that every great journey begins with a single step. Today, here in this beautiful city of Palakkad, we gather to witness such a moment. A moment that marks a new beginning, a new chapter and a new commitment to learning and development.
On behalf of the organizing team, it gives me immense pleasure to welcome you all to the inauguration ceremony of the Istd Palakkad chapter. For over 5 remarkable decades, the Indian Society for Training and Development has stood as a vanguard of human capital development in India. What began as a vision to strengthen learning and professional training has today evolved into a nationwide movement that nurtures leaders, trainers, educators, and professionals across sectors.
As ISTD celebrates 55 years of excellence, it continues to bring together the brightest minds from industry, academia, administration, and training, fostering a culture where learning never stops and development never pauses. For those who are new joining us today and are discovering ISTD for the first time, it is important to understand that ISTD is not just an organization, it is a movement. Founded in 1970, ISTD has served as a vital bridge connecting government, public sector undertakings, private organizations, and academia. Through its prestigious postgraduate program in learning, training, and development, national conventions, and also professional forums, ISTD has played a pivotal role in shaping the trainers who in turn shapes India's workforce and future leadership.
And today, that legacy grows stronger. With great pride, we celebrate the birth of the 58th chapter of ISTD in India, the Istd Palakkad chapter. In the state of Kerala, this marks the 4th chapter joining the esteemed chapters of Thiruvananthapuram, Kochi and Kozhikode. The launch of this chapter is not mere and leadership is consciously developed. With this spirit of celebration and purpose, let us now begin this memorable evening as we formally inaugurate the Istd Palakkad chapter.
As we begin this auspicious function, may I request our distinguished dignitaries to kindly occupy their seats on the dais. I invite Dr. Thomas George K, the Vice Chairman Designate of Istd Palakkad Chapter and Chairman of League Autonomous to kindly come forward and occupy the seat on the dais.
Next, I invite the Charter Chairman Designate of Istd Palakkad Chapter, Mr. Santosh Kumar P, to kindly take his place on the dais.
I now invite Professor Dr. Sakriya KK, Regional Vice President, South ISTD, to kindly join the dais.
I invite CA Vimal Venu, President Palakkad Management Association and keynote speaker for the evening, to kindly take his seat on the dais.
Finally, let me invite our chief guest for the evening, Sri Atul Shah, National President of ISTD, to kindly join the dignitaries on the dais. To begin this auspicious occasion on a note of serenity and positivity, may I request everyone to kindly rise for 1 minute silent prayer, seeking the divine blessings for the success of this new chapter.
Every meaningful gathering begins with a warm welcome, and today is no exception. To extend a heartfelt welcome to all our distinguished guests, dignitaries, members, and well-wishers, I of ISTD Palakkad chapter to deliver the welcome address.
Good evening to all distinguished guests, fellow leaders and professionals. Today marks a historic milestone in the professional landscape of our region. It's my absolute honor and privilege to welcome you all to the inaugural ceremony of the ISTD Palakkad chapter. With this launch, we proudly take our place as the 58th ISTD chapter in India and 4th in Kerala. This achievement is a testament of the growing demand for excellence and training and development right there in the gateway of Kerala, Palakkad. Before I proceed with the formal welcomes, I must express my heartfelt gratitude to our beloved National President for the immense trust placed in me. Being assigned as a chapter chairman of ISTD Palakkad is a profound honor. I accept this responsibility with deep commitment to building a vibrant, value-driven chapter that serves our fraternity with distinction. It's a distinct privilege to welcome our chief guest, Mr. Atul Shah, National President of ISTD. Sir, your leadership has revitalized the ISTD movement across the country, and your presence here today is a great source of inspiration for our new chapter. I request Mr. Raman sir to kindly adorn and panada to our chief guest and welcome him to this function. Welcome, National President. And a warm welcome to C.A. Bimal Velu, President of the Palakkad Management Association. The synergy between management and training is vital, and we look forward for a close and productive collaboration with PMA in future also. Welcome, Velu sir, to this function. I request Rajeshwari madam to kindly adorn and panada to our guest of honor. Welcome, C.A. Bimal, President of Palakkad. I am honored to welcome the chairman of this meeting, a man who has been a pillar of strength for us, Professor Zakaria K.A. Sir, you have truly been the friend, guide and philosopher of ISTD Palakkad. Thank you for walking this path with us. So let me request Bindu madam to kindly adorn a Punana to Professor Zakaria sir. A special welcome to the person who played a pivotal role in the very formation of this chapter. Popularly known as Toman, our Dr. Thomas George, our regional, our vice chairman of the chapter. Your vision and tireless efforts have brought us to this momentous day. Welcome Toman to this function. Yes, Panada is coming, sir. So we are deeply moved by the presence of our extended ISTD family who have traveled to witness this ceremony. A warm welcome to Mr. S.R. Nair, National Council Member of ISTD. Nair sir, welcome.
Is there?
Okay.
Sitting at the back.
Oh, I request Sarina madam to adorn a Panada to Nair sir.
No, that's okay, that's okay. Fine. Please keep it, man. Please keep it.
And we have Mr. Pradeep Kumar, National Council member of ISTD, present out here. Pradeep sir, please allow the Konada to Pradeep Kumar be the National Council member. Both are Pradeep. They have traveled all the way to attend this function from different places. And we have a person from Goa, the land of happiness. Ms. Kripa Barot, chairperson of ISTD Goa. Thank you, Kripa, for joining us. Now I request Sarina Madam to Anurag Bernada to Ms. Kripa Barot. Last but not the least, a very close friend of mine in JCI fraternity, the vibrant chairman of recently formed ISTD Calicut chapter, Kozhikode chapter, with now it is having more than 200 members. Very dynamic, very vibrant trainer. Mr. Shaukat Ali Yarot, chairman of ISTD Kozhikode. Let me request Pratish to comment Abhinav Pannada. Mr. Shaukat Ali Yarot. Welcome, Mr. Shaukat. The professional ecosystem of Palakkad is built on the strength of its organizations. We extend a hearty welcome to the members of JCI, Rotary, Palakkad Management Association, National Institute of Personal Management, and Palakkad Trainers Forum. Your presence reinforces the spirit of collaboration that we aim to foster. We are not just launching a chapter, we are strengthening a network. As we embark on this journey to train and develop, I welcome every member and guest present out here. Friends, coming together is beginning, moving together is progress, working together is success. Let's march together towards an era of learning and development in Palakkad. Welcome, one and all.
Thank you for the warm welcome, Ernest. Every chapter has a story of vision, dedication, and collective effort. To give us an insight into the journey and formation of Istd Palakkad chapter, I now invite Dr. Thomas George K., Vice Chairman Designate of Istd Palakkad chapter and Chairman of State Autonomous, to share a brief about how the significant milestone came to be.
Respected dignitaries on the dais and friends. I don't know how many years back, how many decades back, I got an opportunity to go to Delhi, and the program was inaugurated by Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. That's the first time I met him in person, but I saw him on the stage. He walked by my side. I got a photograph with him. And that program was Istd Conference, International Federation of Training and Development Organization. And that program was hosted by ISTD. So I didn't know about ISTD. I didn't know about Istd. I knew that there is a trainers, that's a time where I was coming up as a trainer. I was told there is a program of trainers and it is an international conference. There were people from so many countries, especially Gulf, Sri Lanka, etc. I met one person and I got an opportunity to go to Sri Lanka also after that. And that Istd conference was in line or in collaboration or hosted by ISTD. Then I came to know about the training, the diploma program which ISTD is doing. And I wanted to be a member, but Palakkad had no membership. And that was behind my mind. And much later, Secretary sir told me, like, Thomas, come for there's a program in Kochi. So I took a membership there. But going for meetings and programs it's almost 3.5 hours and it is not possible. Then also I dreamt of having a chapter in Palakkad. but never ventured for that. And later on, he suggested, why don't you, Rajiv ma'am also was there earlier, and then he came to Palakkad. That is again a reason, adding oil onto the fire of starting a chapter here. And we said, okay, we will start. And we started contacting few people. We floated the application in the groups. Our expectation was, as it goes, people will come and join. It was not like that. But then slowly, what added on to the fire was Calicut, the Code chapter. They started much later than us. And then, in a full gear throttle, they overtook us and they did the inauguration. 100 members, 200 members. Somewhere it is told, well begun is half done. But we Palakkad people believe in slow and steady wins the race. So, it is, matured growth which is available for us. And definitely, there are reasons why the persons are very closely known to each other. There are so many things which we can work out between Calicut, Palakkad, Cochin. And as the number of chapters go up, there are so many networking which is possible. I always say network is the network. So now it has come to a level like this. I was asking Santosh, there is a smaller hall in the town. Can't we take that? He said, no Thomas, we will have bigger. I didn't know, but now I understood the reason why it is. Thank you everybody. This is the beginning story with a very slow push, but the rest of it is going to be really with full throttle because it is in the stable hands of Santosh and team where I'm also there. We will do a lot of programs which will develop us individually and the society. Let's have a wonderful future ISTD chapter and the activities. Thank you.
Thank you for that. It is now my honor to introduce and invite a distinguished academician and visionary leader. He is an outstanding academic and institution builder who has made a transformative impact in higher education for over 27 years. A passionate teacher, a prolific researcher, he has over 100 publications to his credit and has successfully guided 19 doctoral scholars. A respected leader in the professional community, he has served on the statutory boards of several universities and held key roles in various professional organizations. Within ISTD, he served as the chairman of the ISTD Kochi chapter, during which the chapter received the Best Chapter Award. And he himself is a recipient of the ISTD Best Member Award and Fellowship. Currently, he serves as the Regional Vice President South of ISTD, continuing his mission to strengthen the learning and development community. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Professor Dr. Zakaria K.A. for presidential address.
Thank you for the introduction. Most respected National President Sri Adil Shahji, our guest of honor Sri Vimal Venu, President Palakkad Management Association, Dr. Thomas George, our Chapter Chair Santosh, our National Council members Sri S.R. Nayak, Sri Pradeep Kumar, Goa Chapter Chair Kripa Barrett, and Calicut Chapter Chair Shaukat Ali, dear ISTD members, invitees, a very good evening to you all. It's indeed a matter of pleasure to stand before you as one of our long cherished dreams is coming true today. Actually, we wanted to start this chapter long back. I was chapter chair at Kochi during 2020-22 period. During that period, myself, S.R. Nayak sir, we started thinking about mentoring chapters in different parts of Kerala. So first thing came to our mind was Kozhikode and Palakkad. But discussion did not reach anywhere. But recently, we thought of initiating our efforts once again. We contacted people at Calicut and Palakkad. And Palakkad, as Thomas had said, we started efforts in last September. Thomas and Dr. Rajeshwari, we made a WhatsApp group. We had online meetings. Then we added Krishna Kumar sir also. Then we went for membership campaigning. Then we had orientation program. Then we started enrolling members. This was the sequence of events happened from last September to till date. Though there were many members initially in the group, as Thomas had said, the enrollment was a little slow, and now it has reached some momentum, and I hope we'll be having more members in the coming days. And coming to ISTD, you all know ISTD is one of the oldest professional bodies in the country. 55 years of existence, started in 1970. And we are having very wide network all over the country. This chapter is going to be the 58th chapter in the country and 4th chapter in the state of Kerala. And 2025-26 happened to be a year of growth for ISTD. In the sense, after a break, we started expanding our operations in different regions by starting new chapters. The growth is vertical and horizontal when it comes to the India's map. Like starting from Kozhikode to Kashmir, Jammu, and we have chapters from Imphal to the western side. The western side also we are starting chapters. So we started chapters in Imphal, Patna, Moradabad, Bharuch, Kozhikode, Jabalpur, Coimbatore, and now Palakkad. This is the chapters which we started during last 1 year. Palakkad, we all know it's a gateway of Kerala. Like gateway of India, this for Kerala is gateway of Kerala. It's a gateway for knowledge, culture, transport, movement, and now today we are initiating another movement in the process of learning and development. That is the institution of ISTD Palakkad chapter. You know, the Peter Drucker, the father of modern management, said, the only skill that is going to be important in 21st century is the skill to learn skill. Right? That has got a lot of importance, significance. We are living in a world of change. The disruptive technologies, artificial intelligence, agile world, which demands a lot of learning from everyone. Who have learned and stopped learning, they are going back, whereas people who are continuously learning, they are going forward. See, Roger Federer, who happened to be one of the celebrity internists, in one interview he said like this: people who are doing good but remaining same, they are not remaining same, they are going backward. Because they are doing good, but at the same time, people who are at the back, they are doing good, progressing, and they are moving forward, but you are staying at the same place. So this shows the need for continuous learning in life. Being an organization which capitalizing its efforts, initiatives in the domain of learning, training and development, ISTD is always for learning, training and development, and that too for continuous learning. We all know India is a country where 65% of people are below the age of 35. We are always boasting about the demographic dividend. Actually, this demographic dividend is a great strength at the same time it is the biggest challenge. Because we all know the kind of gap existing between this biggest advantage, biggest strength and biggest challenge. That is in terms of employability, which again talks about the need for continuous learning. Right? So the gap between this strength and challenge can be bridged only through making people more agile, making people more employable, and making people who are continuously learning, which we call lifelong learning. So ISTD, when we established a chapter at Palakkad, I told you Palakkad is a gateway of movement. So this is going to be a movement of learning and development in Palakkad region powered by ISTD. Because technology always powering machines, but learning powers people. And people power make machine power working. Because studies show that even we are talking about the power of artificial intelligence, we are living in an era of artificial intelligence. But merely adopting artificial intelligence or artificial AI-powered systems in organization does not bring results in performance. Studies show that among companies or organizations who adopted technologies, where people are trained to use these technologies in an effective way, their companies have better results than the companies merely adopted technologies like AI. So which shows the power of learning and development. So I don't want to prolong my speech because we have our national president and our keynote speaker is waiting to deliver their wonderful speeches. So my humble request and submission to Palakkad chapter, this beginning must be a great beginning, and we all used to say learning is not just a task, it is a journey. And training is not just an event, it is an inspiration. And when we talk about development, it is what helps us to transform. So this transformative journey which begins today, it must be eternal. That means our continuous efforts must be there to strengthen the continuous lifelong learning among all members and stakeholders in this part of the country, collaborating with Palakkad Management Association, or collaborating with other professional bodies and collaborating with other chapters of ISTD. I expect ISTD Palakkad chapter will evolve out as one of the best chapters of ISTD in the country. I take this opportunity to place on record my sincere thanks to all who have helped us in this movement in forming ISTD Palakkad chapter. Thank you so much. Thank you once again.
Thank you so much, sir. It is now my privilege to introduce our chief guest for this historic occasion. This distinguished professional has dedicated decades to the field of training, leadership and development, and also organizational growth. An All India double gold medalist in training and development, he has also been honored with the prestigious Trainer Icon Award by the Trainers Association. With a strong academic foundation that includes mechanical engineering, a master's degree in human resource management, and a postgraduate diploma in psychotherapy and counseling, he combines technical knowledge with the deep human insight. His professional journey includes working with organizations like Mukund Limited and GSP, followed by significant tenure with the Mumbai Port Trust under the Ministry of Shipping, where he had the HRD cell. After opting for voluntary retirement from government service, he went on to serve as a director of Institute of Management, Training and Research for nearly a decade. A prolific trainer, and he has conducted more than 3,500 workshops and seminars for leading organizations including ISRO, Nestle, Cipla, Vedanta, Adani Renewables, PARC, JW Marriott, and many more. And he has impacted thousands of professionals across sectors. He is a founder and chairman of GRTS India, the visionary behind the 459 AM Club, and currently serves as the national president of Indian Society for Training and Development. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing before you all the chief guest for the day, Mr. Atul Shah. The lighting of the ceremonial lamp symbolizes knowledge, wisdom, and the triumph of light over darkness. May I now request the chief guest, Sri Atul Shah, along with the distinguished dignitaries on the dais, C.A. Vimal Venu, Professor Sakriya K.A., Sri Santosh Kumar P., Dr. Thomas Josh K., to kindly come forward for the ceremonial lighting of the lamp, marking the formal inauguration of Istd Palakkad chapter.
All three together. New members, plus new members can come forward. And this side, Shabir, come.
To address this gathering and share his thoughts on the future of training and development in India, I now invite our Chief Guest, Sri Atul Shah, National President of ISTD, to deliver the keynote address.
Qualities of any ISTD member that I have learned from 11 people from Kerala. My next door neighbor is Mrs. Soumya Nair. Among the things that we eagerly wait for is that Onam comes. The whole Goa team converges at my place because she comes with not just one, not two, not three, but about 20 dishes. From avial to paisa. We don't miss it out because the range of dishes she makes with the kind of dexterity she has is unparalleled. In ISTD too, the multi-talent that we have, the range of training programs from technical to safety to soft skills is a range from paisa to paisa. It's wonderful that Team Palakkad has got a range of professionals. Wonderful. Number two, Mrs. Shanti Raj Karunakaran. Mr. Raj Karunakaran and I worked together, like you have the Cochin Port. I worked in the Goa Port Ministry of Shipping for about 10 years. His wife, they had just got married within 2 years. She was a teacher in Kendriya Vidyalaya. She got transferred from Goa to Lucknow. Most people in Goa, if they get transferred, they would have preferred to leave their job. But Mr. Shanti Raj Karunakaran said, I don't want to leave because here is a chance for me to serve children. Mr. Raj Karunakaran, the husband, supported her to the most. Don't miss a chance to serve, learn to give. And that's the second point that we all in ISD learn. That here is an organization that is live to give. They say you make a living with what you get, but you make a life with what you give. Point number two. Point number three is this man who is actually in the front row, very new to ISTD. And he is someone who has made a mark in a very short time. That's the interesting part about people from Kerala. They have meteoric rise to power, not because of luck, but because of great effort and talent put together. He joined the Kozhikode chapter just about, I think, a month and a half. But today, a lot of people tell me he's talking. You have to be a good speaker. And I present a small keychain of appreciation, and that should be at the hand of Dr. Zakaria, to Mr. Shaukat Ali, for being an excellent speaker who brings life and spirit to life. That's a Goa keychain from the Kalangur beach. So that's the third Carolite, okay, whom I have learned from. And the third quality for all of us over here in ISD, we have to be great communicators. That should be our brand. 4. I, in my earlier days, bought a Vespa. Then I remember I bought another Vespa. Then I had a Maruti car. Then I have an XUV 700. For all these cars, in Goa we have 141 temples. And there is only one Ayappa temple. For all the pujas, the Vahan puja that is there, most of us in Goa go to the Ayappa temple. That's because the care, the discipline with which they do it is unparalleled. So that's again I have learned that in ISTD, devotion, discipline is extremely important. Point number 5, it's not all work and no play. With Mr. Pradeep Kumar, who's here from Thiruvananthapuram, I had a chance to be at his chapter conference. He was lively, he was spirited, but the interesting part at the end, he was with his wife. And usually when you're with your wife, both of us, particularly when I'm with my wife, we don't even talk to each other in front of everybody. But he and his wife were joking at each other. And to laugh at each other requires great amount of character and self-esteem. The amount of sense of humor that we can have in ISTD, we are a wonderful team when we come together, is again something I learned from Mr. Pradeep Kumar. We have had with Dr. Zakaria, he said before we start this program, we start Palakkad, we've got to have a very clear and focused orientation for all the members, for all those members that we had. We had one person who is sitting here, a National Council member of the Kochi chapter, who made it happen. She coordinated, spoke well, introduced everybody, and the kind of commitment that Dr. Rajeshwari showed is something I'm extremely proud of. And then a teaching from the father. So just a quick recap as trainers, we've got to reinforce the people tend to forget multi-talented. Make sure that diversity remains in ISD, but though diverse, we are focused on just one thing every day. 2, an urge to serve from Mrs. Shasi Rajkarakar. Mr. Shaukat Ali, we want to rev up, propel our speaking skills. 4, Ayappa Temple teaches us discipline. 5, Mr. Pradeep Kumar, a little bit of sense of humor, enjoy being together. 6, number 6, Dr. Rajeshwari, commitment. Number 7, there could be at times, a few times when we have a few issues. Challenges will always come. Like in any organization, somewhere few, maybe 10 years from now, there could be challenges. But the way we bounce back. The resilience is what is the test. I take one man whom the whole country is talking about, Mr. Sanju Samson. Look at the way he bounced back. There was a time when the captain of the Indian cricket team was joking, hey, you want me to take Sanju Samson instead of Abhishek Sharma? At the moment in the end, people were asking, should Abhishek Sharma be in the team? And you look at his humility. In every word that he says, there is not one sense of great achievement. He is only spoken to the team and very down to earth. That I have noticed from people from Kerala. So again, a great amount and ability to bounce back. Everybody can win. But to come back Phoenix-like is not everybody's cup of tea. Again, be able to bounce back and have the humility of such a sense. It was about 20 minutes, about 30 minutes back, and the function just started. I was introduced to somebody called Dr. Thomas. I've been hearing about him from the time this talk of the chapter started from Dr. Zakaria. He is a one-man army, very committed, very disciplined. He was in the Gulf and probably was finding it very difficult to come. But Lord Almighty made sure he reached yesterday night. When he was here, the first thing he met me, hey, what are you doing in the evening? How many people from Goa? I said, we have Mr. Ajay Kumar, Mr. Pankaj, Krupa. Hey, what are your veg or non-veg? I said, what happened, sir? No, what time is your train? How are you going back? And he asked me in a space about 7 minutes about 15 questions. Why? He really cared for us, and the empathy that he displayed was something I take back. We always hear about the famed Malayali hospitality, but here it was in action. I'm just waiting now for the menu for the evening. Ladies and gentlemen, in Goa, we have some tiles, these are called azulejos. And these are paintings done by a very popular painter called Mario Miranda. Padma Shri used to paint in the University. Dr. Thomas, if you're privileged to have. So care and empathy again, even as a trainer, being able to have empathy for your audience. Thanks. I joined an organization called the JC's Junior Chamber International way back in 1985. I became the state president. That time it was state president. Later on became the zone president of Zone 11 in Goa in 1996. I ended up trying to go ahead as national vice president. Then I left my job, so I came down. It isn't too easy to become a national president in the Junior Chamber International. It requires, among all the other skills, a great amount of proactivity, a great amount of focus and consistency in that. We've had quite a few past national presidents in the JC. When I came down here, all the people, the JCs of Goa said, hey, you're going to Parliament, please give my regards to the one and only past national president of Junior International, your chairperson, Mr. Sanjay. When we Hindi Raj Victor or Ashraf Ali Nagari or Sachin, everybody said, hey, he's a good friend, he is more popular than me in Goa. And a lot of people, when you see their DP, their status, they look young. But in real life, they look much older. But in his case, when you look at him in life, when I see him here, he looks almost 10 years younger than what he is on screen. It's been a delight to have a fellow JC, a very fine speaker, and as a national president in 2010, he was noted for being very proactive. There's a very nice quote, the first step to succeed is to start even before you are ready. That is something that we have a chairperson of class and caliber. Mr. Santosh. This galaxy of members here, we have people from all across the country. We have very senior national council members, members from Kochi, from Kozhikode, Goa. But we are here also in time, not because of some effort of the national president. And though we have a lot of efforts, in a sense, by everybody in Palakkad, the leadership actually starts with one person. Teamwork is there, everything is fine, but even in a team, there's somebody who propels it. There were not too many chapters being started in this summit. But I had to tell Dr. Zakaria, please don't start anymore, because we had an unending list. It requires a great amount of inner motivation that comes. And that is an example for all of us. We all require, we say, somebody to motivate us. But when you have somebody to motivate you, it means there is something lacking in you. You want somebody to push you. In today's world, we've got to be people who push others. And Dr. Zakaria has consistently been doing that. All credit to Mr. Santosh, to Mr. Thomas, to everybody over here. But I must confess that it all started with the initiative of Dr. Zakaria. It's been a very fine. Ladies and gentlemen, these 10 qualities I have learned all this from Kerala. It's been a joy, undiluted to be here. We come from the same land of coconuts. I think you all have Arak and we have Burak in Goa. So there's a lot of things in common, but one thing that we admire in Goa is being in God's own country, because you have actually lived the principles of the Almighty. We enjoy undiluted and pleasure unspoken here with each one of you. May the 50th chapter of ISTD shine and be an example to all the other chapters. I am elated with you. Thanks. Could I request now all the members of Istd Palakkad who are joining to kindly rise up.
Only members.
Only members. Anybody else rise it up, you'll have to pay the fees. So we have the members oath. So this is something that is reminiscent of what we have in the JCs. You would also know, please raise your right hand.
All ISTD members.
All ISTD members. Please repeat after me. I promise.
I promise.
Deeper from within. I promise.
I promise.
To be committed.
To be committed.
To learning and sharing.
To learn and share.
For upgrading.
For upgrading.
The knowledge, skills and attitude.
Knowledge, skills and attitude.
Of my chapter.
Of my chapter.
And the citizens of the society.
And citizens of the society.
I pledge.
I pledge.
To be proactively engaged.
Proactively engaged.
And involved.
And involved.
In all my chapter.
In all my chapter.
Events and programs.
Events and programs.
I will uphold.
I will uphold.
The principles and spirit of ISTD.
The principles and principles.
By being a symbol of excellence and integrity at all times. Congratulations and welcome to the ISTD family.
And once again, I wish to acknowledge the presence of two guests from Goa. We have two members from Goa, Mr. Pankaj and Ms. Aditya Present here. Let us give them welcome to them.
A strong institution is built not only on vision but on the dedication and commitment of the people who lead it. It is now my pleasure to introduce the office bearers of the ISTD Palakkad chapter who will guide and lead the chapter in its journey ahead. A transformational life skill coach and mentor with nearly 3 decades of training experience and more than 2,300 programs conducted across India and abroad. Past National President of JCI India and an internationally recognized trainer who has inspired thousands. He became the first Indian to serve as the Junior Chamber International Skill Development Committee Chairperson with a global charge of more than 120 countries, a respected professional and the driving force behind the formation of the ISTD Palakkad. Introducing before you the Charter Chairman of ISTD Palakkad Chapter, Mr. Santosh Kumar P.
A visionary entrepreneur and an international trainer with over 30 years of excellence in transforming higher education. He serves as the director of Lead College Autonomous Palakkad and a strategic advisor to several Indian institutions in Kerala. A Guinness World Record holder and a TEDx speaker, he has trained over 10,000 individuals across 53 countries and mentored more than 100 startups specializing in leadership development, entrepreneurship incubation, and experiential learning. Introducing before you all the Charter Vice Chairman of ISTD Palakkad Chapter, Dr. Thomas George K.
This distinguished academic leader and former Indian Air Force officer with over 25 years of experience in managing educational institutions, currently heading the Nehru School of Management at the Nehru Group of Institutions. He is known for his expertise in academic administration, curriculum design, accreditation, and institutional resource optimization. He is also an accomplished researcher with multiple international patents and numerous publications. Introducing the Secretary of ISTD Palakkad Chapter, Dr. Krishna Kumar P.
This lady is a seasoned management professional with 28 years of experience across diverse sectors. Currently serving as a programs officer at Lead College, she holds a postgraduate qualification in business administration and psychology and is widely respected for her work in academic and social outreach, as well as her role as a trainer and motivator. Introducing before you all the treasurer of ISTD Palakkad Chapter, Mrs. Bindu Walu.
This individual is an ISTD Life member since 2019 with 25 years of professional experience, including 16 years in academia and 9 years in industry. She has served the ISTD Kochi chapter as Master of Ceremonies for 6 years, Treasurer for a 2-year term, and also a member of the National Council member of ISTD. She holds a PhD in Management. Introducing the Managing Committee member of ISTD Palakkad Chapter, Dr. Rajeshwari R.
This gentleman is an academic administrator, management professional and trainer, currently serving as a principal of Lemon College, Patambi and pursuing his PhD at Bharatiya University. He is also a zone trainer in JCI India and has previously served as a zone vice president of JCI. With additional experience in banking sector as a manager at Indus Bank, introducing the managing committee member of ISTD Palakkad Chapter, Mr. Shabir K.P.
This individual is a transformation mentor with over 20 years of corporate experience and 18 years as a freelance trainer. He is the co-founder of Chengadi, an adolescent suicide prevention initiative that has facilitated more than 15,000 interventions. An engineering graduate, he holds postgraduate qualifications in philosophy, management, computer applications, and psychology. Introducing the Managing Committee member of ISTD Palakkad Chapter, Mr. Nandajan K.A.
This vibrant lady is an entrepreneurship trainer and a BBA graduate with professional experience in IT and marketing. She currently works with women and young aspiring entrepreneurs, guiding them in understanding the fundamentals of entrepreneurship and supporting them in starting their own ventures. Introducing before you the Managing Committee member of ISTD Palakkad Chapter, Mrs. Flemmy P. To honor the dedication and leadership of the office bearers of ISTD Palakkad Chapter, may I now request the Chief Guest for the day, Sri Atul Shah, the National President of ISTD, to kindly adorn the honor to the office bearers.
Could I request Dr. Zakaria to have the
Let's go fast. Not a lucky man. Yeah. It's called privilege and pressure. Criticism. Lucky man, I can see.
Let us give a big round of applause to the committee members for building the Istd Palakkad chapter, and we extend our best wishes to the dynamic team as they take forward the vision of Istd in Palakkad.
Sir. വീഡിയോ എടുക്കാം ഫോട്ടോ എടുത്തോ എല്ലാ സൈഡിൽ
Our next dignitary is a highly respected professional who has made remarkable contributions in the fields of finance, auditing, consultancy, and leadership development. A chartered accountant, he also holds prestigious international and professional certifications, including Certified Fraud Examiner from ACFE USA, Information Systems Auditor from ICAI, and Forensic Accounting and Fraud Detection Certification. For over 2 decades, he has been actively engaged in management consultancy, statutory audits, and business restructuring, helping organizations strengthen their systems and processes. He is the managing partner of Vimal Venu and Co. Chartered Accountants and Certified Fraud Examiners, and also the founder director of Pro Aegis Private Limited, a specialized consultancy firm. Along with his professional excellence, he has shown remarkable leadership in professional and social organizations. He served as the chairman of the Palakkad branch of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India during 2020-21, during which the historic Navaratna Seminar Series was launched, bringing together all 9 branches of Kerala for the first time. His contributions extend to community leadership as well. Serving as the District Cabinet Secretary of the Lions District 3180, President of Lions Club of Palakkad, and currently the President of the Palakkad Management Association. A passionate trainer since 1996, he has conducted numerous programs in entrepreneurship, leadership, and professional development across institutions and organizations. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my honor to introduce our keynote speaker for the day, C.A. Vimal Venu.
Very respected Professor Zakaria sir, Regional Vice President, South of ISTD. Respected Sri Atul Shah, National President, ISTD. My good friend, Sri Santosh, Charter Chairman of Istd Palakkad. Yet another great friend and great trainer, Sri Thomas George, alias Thoman, as the Vice Chairman of Palakkad Branch. National Council members, Chairman of various ISTD, members of ISTD Chapter Palakkad, and dear friends. It's a privilege for me to stand before you today and deliver this keynote address on the occasion of the inauguration of the Palakkad branch of the ISTD. We had a wonderful lighting of the lamp, and this signifies like this flame. When you light the lamp in a dark room, it spreads the lightness across the room. But the person who is lighting the lamp will not lose any of the light. So that is something which has a similarity to the trainers. So when you train others, you will always help others to grow, wherein you will never have anything which decreases within you. So that is a kind of a value that we can see in the trainers. And when we had this inauguration of this Palakkad branch or chapter of the ISTD today, that is exactly what we are doing here. A lot of trainers are coming together in this common platform, and which will definitely be of great help for the business community and the entrepreneurs in Palakkad. And I'm extremely happy that as the President of Palakkad Management Association, this wonderful initiative is happening during this year, though it was supposed to happen much before, as I was being informed by Koman. When you light the lamp, it ignites. It's a light of knowledge, and it is illuminating the minds of people. It transforms a lot of thought process in the people, which will definitely be beneficial for the entire economy. See, I am reminded of a statement. Once it was asked by a person, a management person in a company, to its CEO, when we train our employees, what will happen if they leave us fast? The CEO asked a counter question. If we don't train, and what if they don't leave? So which is better? So that is the importance of training that is really to be understood. Whether the person who is going to be trained is able to be retained in the organization or whether he leaves. Nevertheless, productivity is always going to be improved. So that is the reason for training. We have a very fast changing world now, wherein we cannot imagine the kind of change that is happening. We had a wonderful experience during the COVID time. We can relate the economy as pre-COVID and post-COVID now. Once the COVID happened, there were a lot of new things that came into force. Say, for example, the online conferencing or online education system, or for that matter, the work from home culture, which was hitherto absent probably in this part of the world. So everything got changed. We were able to adapt into a new situation very fast, which probably we would never have thought before that. So a particular situation demanded us to change a lot, and we adapted to that situation very fast. And it so happened that thereafter it became a new normal. Now, if we see, there are a lot of conferences happening online, there are a lot of trainings happening online. I'm sure most of you would have attended a lot of trainings online. So that has become a new normal. So the point is, we are ready to adapt fast when there is demand. Now the point is, who will create this demand? When COVID was there, it was a natural requirement that we have to adapt. But in many circumstances, we have a lot of requirements in life but they seldom try to adapt. We all sit in our comfort zone and we don't want to change. So that is one area where trainers will have a lot of influence. When a body like this creates a lot of trainers, they will definitely be able to influence a lot of people across the globe. And when you inspire somebody, that could be a moment of change for that particular person. When a person changes, maybe there will be a change in his family. When the family changes, there could be a change in the society. And likewise, it can have an impact in the entire nation as well. I was really happy that Atul Shah sir was mentioning about Sanju Samson. And if any of you have seen that victorious moment where he was being given the Man of the Tournament award in the T20 World Cup finals during the last Sunday, he was quoted as an example of resilience. Yes, definitely, he is the best example of resilience in the recent times. He never had a place in the playing 11 until the last 4 matches. But then he proved himself that he is worth much more. And during the course of the award ceremony, he was mentioning that the secret of his success, with a statement that whether he don't know whether it could be revealed at that point of time. He was mentioning about the discussions that he had with the legend Sachin Tendulkar, and the way he was inspiring Sanju Samson to play. So that is a wonderful trainer, a wonderful experience which Sanju Samson got from the legend Sachin Tendulkar, which inspired him to play well and be the person who was instrumental in ensuring India's victory from the Super 8, in the semi-finals and in the finals. So that is the kind of influence that trainers can do with others. So there are very many other examples as well where trainers can do well. I'm sure this particular chapter will have a lot many such great trainers. We have Mr. Santosh here, Thoman again is a wonderful trainer. I have attended many of his sessions as well. In fact, when I adorned him in Purnada today, it was a very great privilege for me to have adorned him this Purnada. Thank you for that privilege. So, the point is, we have a wonderful platform over here today. The members of this particular body will definitely ensure that you impart the necessary training which will definitely influence everyone. And I will also, being a chartered accountant, we have a lot of connection with accounts. So whenever we evaluate any company, the net worth of any company, we evaluate the net worth based on the balance sheet. We had an instance wherein Narayana Murthy of Infosys, he was mentioning once during one of his interview that the way the net worth is being calculated is not correct. The reason what he was mentioning was, see, you have a lot of assets in your office, you have computers, you have furniture, fittings, buildings, all those stuff are there. But then, if you don't have the right human resource to utilize this and give an output which is required for your customers, what is the use of having all these resources? And what is the system that you have in India or even in the entire world to value this human capital? So he was saying that the system of evaluating the net worth of a company or an enterprise based on the current system of evaluating the net worth of based on the assets and liabilities is not the correct way. It is a human capital which is the most important net worth of any company, any institution for that matter. See, in India, the biggest power that we have is this human capital. Because with this human capital that we are going to be probably the number 2 economy probably in 4-5 years down the line. Now currently we are number 3. Maybe 4-5 years down the line we'll be number 2. It is basically because of this human capital that we have. The resources that we have is quite valuable. And the output that this resource can produce is tremendous. So that is the way in which the human capital is going to be valued. And definitely any human capital needs a lot of training. The value of human capital can be improved tremendously with adequate training. And I wish that this particular chapter will bridge the gap between the expectations of the entrepreneurs with regard to the training requirements for the manpower, and we will definitely be able to see wonderful output from this institution, this chapter. And it is all the more important that this chapter is being inaugurated at this point of time, because we have the industrial smart city coming up in Palakkad very nearby. So the demand for the manpower is going to be very high, and trained manpower is something which is very, very important. So I wish all the best to this wonderful chapter, and let us grow into a very good chapter in the entire state of Kerala. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. As we celebrate the inauguration of Istd Palakkad chapter, it is truly heartening to have the presence and encouragement of leaders from the wider Istd family across the country. We now move to the felicitations, where our distinguished guests will share their thoughts and extend their best wishes to the newly formed Istd chapter.
First, it is Sri S.R. Nair. He is a respected leader in the professional community. He is the past chairman of the Istd Kochi chapter, past president of Kerala Management Association, a serial entrepreneur and also an author. Through his leadership initiatives, he has contributed significantly.
We'll take it as read. We'll take it as read. Thank you very much. So you resumes you write and give it to somebody else to read, and then you do this thing. Okay. Now, dignitaries, honor our decks, ladies and gentlemen, my good friends in Palakkad, particularly Rajeshwari here, Krishna Kumar, Professor Krishna Kumar, and I'll call it Thomas, that's a brand. Thomas is just a name. Thomas is a brand actually. Here we are in Palakkad, the Nellara of Kerala. The Kerala is in the Nellara, that's what Palakkad is called. The second industrial belt of Kerala, the first being Elur Nellar belt. Okay. And the famous Palakkad Pass. So there are in Himalaya, if you go, you have pass like Khyber Pass, Nampala Pass, etc. In the western parts, as it starts from Kanyakumari, going all the way up till the hills in Gujarat, that's called the Western Ghats. And such a natural pass happens here in Palakkad. Such a beautiful, natural, seamless pass that happens. That's what Secretary said that, that makes Kerala, Palakkad, be the entry point to Kerala. That is a beautiful pass that happens here. In fact, I was reading Anirudh Piniseki about the Chola dynasty, and that pass gave them all those facilities to come and pilgrimage. The Mahodevpura Cheras actually, because the pass was very much open and seamless actually. Okay. So we are in Palakkad, Istd Palakkad, better late than never. Better late than never. And all credit I give it to Sakriya sir, because this has been an endeavor. He definitely needs to be appreciated for this endeavor. Okay. Now, see, all of you have been specifically telling about training alone. I am a little old bandicoot in Istd, okay, and I have been telling them to change the name for several times into Indian Society for Learning and Development. The constituency is not training, the constituency is learning, and learning and development should be the issue. And training is just a means of that actually. So I think, but somehow those requests did not fall into good ears, or this request that we have been making has been falling into deaf ears. So we continue to be Istd, and therefore we always call for trainers. Trainers, everybody is a trainer and everybody is able to train, whether it is mother at home or the professor at office, or specific trainers like people that we have here. But then I think the excellence in learning and development should be our motto. Training should be the means for that. And the only request that I have for this chapter is, of course, because Palakkad Management Association came so many years back Palakkad, NIP and Palakkad came in so many years back, so many other things. So we were all wondering as to why ISTD or ISLD did not come here. But having come here, you must stand committed to this. My only request is, we have an inertia problem in ISTD now. This inertia problem is people clinging on to the power. We have seen people being chapter chairman for 16 years, 20 years, and the like. I think it is time for all of us to realize, as Secretary has said, that close to 85 crore Indians are less than 35 years, and close to 60 crore people are less than 25 years in this country. And when will we give the new young people a chance? I think that is something that you must bear in mind and see that, lead, bring in excellence, move on, and mentor the next in line. And that should be your motto as far as office bearers are concerned. I, for one, always thought life is always about learning. I call it LLL, lifelong learning. Lifelong learning. And today you learn because of technology, AI, etc. that people say about. You learn, soon you unlearn, and the sooner you relearn. And that should be the case. Wish you Palakkad chapter all the very best. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Next is Engineer Pradeep Kumar Madhavan, who is a freelance management system consultant, auditor and international trainer, widely respected for his expertise in management systems and professional training. I invite Engineer Pramod Kumar Madhavan, the National Council member of ISTD and past Vice Chairman of ISTD Trivandrum chapter, to deliver his felicitation.
Yeah, dignitaries on the dais, those in front of me, including the compeers. Yeah, right? Okay, fine. My role is to offer my felicitations as a representative of the Trivandrum chapter of ISTD. Yes, that's good. I'm proud to be an ISTD, that's what we call it, right? But more than that, I would also love to call myself a learner. Whatever I wanted to say was already said by my professor. So I just touch upon some points which may be a little different. Well, let me ask you a quick question, everyone. What's the difference between learning and education? Anyone, just quick answer. You have to answer. Yeah.
Learning is something which you always carry throughout your life.
Yeah.
Education is something which you get for the moment and perhaps they cannot help you in the later part of your life.
Right, that's a good answer, almost correct. But then there's some difference between. Yeah, please come.
Provided you give the correct answer, then I will come back to civil.
Okay, you're listening to me, right? Okay, fine. Learning is a continuous, ongoing process till your life ends. Okay? Education is a structured form of learning. And the purpose of education is to create good citizens. And this form of education, classroom education, whether you believe it or not, it may be surprising. It was not there in India till maybe 1 or 2 centuries. Prior to that, education was confined to the Gurukula system, where either the princes or the affluent people, the wards of affluent people. But people were wiser. They adopted the learning methods, even when script was not there. All the Vedas, mantras, Upanishad, everything was whispered to the ears. People had to learn it in the difficult way. So I would say learning is more important because it is the ultimate means of going ahead. And education is nothing but a structured form of learning. We learn not only from our teachers, we learn from our colleagues, we learn from our friends, we learn from people younger than us, we learn from animals and plants, whether you believe or not. There's a lot. Go to a riverside, spend some time there, you need not necessarily meditate, you can learn a lot of things. Just go to some, if you have the habit of, irrigating or providing water to plants and trees, you will be able to imbibe and get vibrations which is again learned. So this learning is closely connected with three parameters. One is the knowledge, skills and attitude. So when it comes to attitude, it's simple. You should have a learning attitude, your learning aptitude, which is the ability to pick up things fast. That may be different from person to person. But unless and until you have a good learning attitude, you will not be able to become a successful trainer as we call us. We call ourselves in Rotary and some other organizations, we call ourselves learning facilitators. The trainers, we use the word trainers. And now universally also the term trainer is vanishing, as I said. Better call us learners, because unless and until you be a learner, you cannot train others. Learning begins with your mother. And a mother learns that probably from her mother. We learn so many things from outside, not necessarily from the educational institution. So learning attitude includes the willingness to learn, unlearn and relearn. And education is just a basis. From that you need to sharpen your skills. And as far as Palakkad chapter is concerned, it's a good beginning. The biggest challenge for our friend Santosh Kumar is to motivate, create a leader who will sustain the growth. He will be the most delighted person when he sees the next chairman and the next team performing better than this team. Okay? As somebody mentioned earlier, knowledge becomes meaningful only when it is transferred. So knowledge transfer is power rather than knowledge is power. Now I will call my friend to take this and then I will conclude. Thank you. So, best wishes to Palakkad chapter. You are the funnel to Coimbatore. Coimbatore is known because of the wind which blows through the funnel. It's called Bernoulli effect using engineering terms because of the Palakkad gap. And you have a good path to the Arabian Sea also. Look at the east, look at the west. Take up learning as a fundamental matter. Be good learners so that you can excel in life. Thank you very much.
I'm just giving you earlier. When you give, you always get.
Yeah. Thank you. Okay.
Thank you, sir. Our next dignitary is a leader who represents the vibrant ISD chapter from Goa. Ms. Kripa Baru is an accomplished management professional known for her expertise in experiential training methodologies and innovative business schemes. An adventure enthusiast, she leads Trip Adventure, which focuses on leadership development through trekking and adventure-based learning, and also heads the training division at Istd India. It is my pleasure to invite Ms. Kripa Baru, chairperson of ISD Goa chapter, to share her presentation.
Along with me, I have Mr. Pankaj and Ajit Kumar to kindly join me. With the dignity information, I would like to speak from here. Who would like to have this 500 rupee note? You would have heard this story, but let's hear it again. Anybody who would like to have this 500 rupee note? Yes, Konishi, nobody wants it. You want it, yes. Now I've crumpled this note. Do you still want it? And why do we want this? Because the value doesn't change. The 500 rupees remains as it is. And same with us, our value also doesn't change. Lot of obstacles, lot of challenges. Even to make Palakkad chapter happen, you would have a lot of obstacles, challenges. But my dear members of ISTD, we should never forget that we are unique, we are masterpiece, and we are truly unrepeatable. So on this occasion, I would like to thank our chapter chair, Mr. Santosh Kumar, and congratulating him for the inauguration of the 58th chapter, which is a wonderful event, and along under the leadership of Dr. Zakaria, our National President and the dignitaries of the day, and would like to even mention to all the ISTD members over here. We are an ISTDians, and maybe I'm the youngest member in ISTD, so it's an honor, I can say it's an opportunity every time I attend any event. Always I am learning from everybody. I have a very long way to go, but being in ISTD is the only thing I love, because I love to interact with other chapter members. I can learn a lot of things, and we are, as a trainers, we are always long-lasting learners, right? So wishing each ISTD Palakkad chapter member best wishes from Goa chapter, and along with me I have Mr. Pankaj and Ajit Kumar, who also would like to say something.
So, Goa ISTD is elated and delighted to be here with Team Palakkad, and I congratulate Team Palakkad over you.
And for the next meeting, we invite Team Palakkad to Goa for the next meeting.
So welcome to ISTD family.
Thank you so much. Finally, I invite Mr. Shaukat Ali Erod, who is a communications and sales coach, business strategist, and international trainer with over 2 decades of global experience. Having traveled to more than 40 countries, he brings a wealth of international exposure in training and leadership development. He is also the founder and chief growthsmith of Albatrons International. I invite Mr. Shaukat Ali Erod, the chairman of ISTD Kozhikode chapter, to deliver his speech.
Thank you for the introduction, though I gave you this. Thank you. Mr. National President, Mr. Chairman, Keynote Speaker, the Chairman of the chapter, and Vice Chairman of the chapter. It's often actually attributed to Einstein, the famous saying, doing the same thing and expecting different result is nothing but insanity. See, we have begun, in fact. We have taken a new route. As SSR said, so many other organizations came here before, and it was a bit late for ISTD to come here. And it's time for us to collaborate, learn, and develop. I can tell you one thing. This is not like in Calicut, in ISTD Kozhikode, this is not an administrative extension. This is an opportunity, it's a platform to learn. You unlearn, relearn, and learn. And this is what we are going to experience. And recently we had a very nice 2 days annual conference, that is NACCON, ISTD NACCON in Mysore, 6th and 7th of March. The way that it was organized, really impressive, and a lot of learning, a lot of networking. And I would suggest, see, it's all, when you join a chapter, it doesn't actually make any sense unless until you give yourself. When you give 100%, definitely the return on investment is 200%. Give your time, give your enough time for this organization, take maximum out of it. And as SRI said, we need to have more youngsters coming onto the national level too, so that we have more young blood in the platform. I appreciate Professor Sekriya sir, who actually guided us and mentored us in forming the chapter back in Calicut, and being your chairman, Mr. Santosh Kumar, a mentor of mine, and past national president of JCI, I'm sure, and this chapter is going to be something to be reckoned with. And with Toman along and other dignitaries or other distinguished members of management committee, and Palakkad chapter is going to make bigger than anything but after ISTD Kozhikode. Guys, once again, lead on, reach on, and move on. Thank you.
The permission of chair, just half a minute. So the story that was mentioned when we were at the Mysore convocation. So the member of the Kozhikode chapter, she mentioned that when they left in a vehicle, a tempo, to come from Kozhikode to Mysore, the chairperson forgot his shoes on the way. Not on the way at his home. They were halfway through, they could go back, and he was the chairperson going to be felicitated and no shoes. But then they felt that no, we will find shoes. Now if you have that positive mindset, it will happen. You won't believe there was a Bata shoe store open at 3:30 a.m. in the night. One guy had just opened the shutter and these people went in and convinced that lady to give him a pair of shoes which is wearing today. Ladies and gentlemen, if you really want something to happen and you believe it will, the shop is really closed. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. So, as we celebrate the formation of Istd Palakkad chapter, we now move to the pleasantries. We would like to present the pleasantries to the dignitaries, and I request the chairman, Mr. Santosh Kumar P, to hand over the pleasantries to the guests. First, let me request the chief guest for the day, Sri Atul Shah, the national president of ISTD, to receive the pleasantry from the chairman. Next, let me request the keynote speaker, CA Vimal Venu, the president of the Palakkad Management Association, to receive a pleasantry from the chairman. Next, I request Professor Sakriya PA, the regional vice president, to receive a pleasantry from the
I just want to honor 4 members of the Palakkad chapter for their initiative in forming this chapter. I brought few shawls. There were too many shawls, but still this is something very important. I request Santosh, Kauman, Rajeshwari and Krishna Kumar sir to come forward.
Thank you all of us tonight.
Actually, from the beginning onwards to drive this movement and what's reality today. So I might heartfelt thanks to this team, and I hope they will continue the same leadership and will make a Palakkad chapter one of the best and vibrant chapters. Yes.
Every successful event is the result of collective effort. To express gratitude to all those who contributed to the success of today's program, I now invite Dr. Krishna Kumar TP, Secretary of ISTD Palakkad Chapter, to deliver the oath of thanks.
Distinguished Chief Guest of today's event, Mr. Atul Shah, the National President of ISTD, Honorable Regional Vice President of ISTD, Professor Dr. Sakriya sir, our guest of honor, my friend, Chartered Accountant Vimal Venu sir, the President of Palakkad Management Association, other dignitaries on the rise, off the rise. I am extremely privileged to stand on this forum in the capacity as the Founder Secretary of ISTD Palakkad Chapter. Thank you very much, National President and Regional Vice President, for conferring upon the trust on me to assign this noble responsibility.
Most important task.
Thank you. I'll take the case. See, as you all have seen, the royal visit has already gone to begin. Let us march fast towards achieving our ultimate objective. As everybody has told here, our enrollment engineers took a little extra time, but let us all ensure we will drive to the direction in a most possible style and vigor. I will add upon as what Thomas sir has told, slow and steady. I will add upon a dialogue of a famous actor. Later on, latest on. So take this as a verdict from our end. With this note, I am immensely delighted to thank our national president for gracing the occasion as a chief guest. So your presence added fragrance to the event, sir. Thank you very much, sir. It's my honor to thank our guest of honor, Chartered Accountant Vimal Bonu, sir, for his gracious presence in this event. So your presence in this function has made this event a real meaning. Thank you very much, Vimal, sir. Now it's my pleasure to welcome, to thank our Regional Vice President Sakariya sir. Sir, your presence only made this function, in fact, into a real track. So the whole chapter is thankful to you, sir. We will be along with you throughout, sir. Now I am grateful to thank all the dignitaries from various chapters, like from Trivandrum, from Kozhikode, from Goa, and all other national council members for being part of this program. Your presence only made this function into a memorable and fabulous one, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you all. And I am so proud to thank all the new members for your presence and commitment. Let us all work together to make this Palakkad chapter a hub of excellence for training and development. Thank you all for being part of our new beginning. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. With that, we come to the conclusion of this memorable inauguration ceremony. On behalf of Istd Palakkad chapter, I thank each and every one of you for being part of this historic moment. We look forward to your continued support in building a vibrant platform for learning, training and professional development in this region. Have a wonderful evening ahead. The tea is served over there. Please to have the answers.
One final key change from the hands of Dr. Thomas, who are fine compared, anchored, and one from Dr. Zakaria, who are other compared, co-compared. Three key change going Dr. Zakaria to people whom you would like to, or Mr. Santosh, from your side, anybody? Throw somewhere here. First, if you want something in life, you will get it. So give a big hand. Wonderful. But you got to introduce yourself.
You guys are installed by me as junior thesis. Oh, okay, that's also my
നേരെ